Okay. Good morning and happy Friday, you guys. It is almost 8 o'clock. We've got about 5 minutes, so settle in. You don't need much. If you know you like props and blankets and pillows or blocks, go ahead and grab them. And then once 8 o'clock rolls around, we'll get started for our 30-minute Funky Friday flow. I'm Desiree, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to hang out here until everyone joins or until 8 o'clock arises. So, happy Friday. All right. It is 8 o'clock. It is Friday, and let's wake up. All right. We'll get started standing at the top of our mats. And we'll just start with a nice inhale and a nice exhale. Feet are about hip width distance apart here. Checking down to make sure that they are parallel to one another. The big toes are facing forward. All 10 toes are pressing down into the earth. The heels push down. And then the arches lift. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Palms face forward. Shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Take a moment just to stretch out the neck here. So we'll take the right hand, reaching for the left ear, and then lower that right ear towards the right shoulder. Gently pressing the hand into the head here, nothing too drastic, just gentle motions of tilting the neck, stretching that left side. Couple more breaths here. Nicely done. We'll release the palm, release the neck, gently back to center. Now we'll take the left arm, reaching for the right ear as we drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, gently with the palm, not much pressure behind that hand. And about 3 breaths here. Reaching down, excuse me, with that yawn, reaching down through the right hand as you release with the left, bringing the head back to center. We'll tuck the chin into the chest. Getting a nice long stretch over the back of the neck. Still standing tall, pressing down with the feet, reaching with the top of our head, even though it is tilted towards the chest. On the inhale, we'll come back to center, and then we'll gently tilt the gaze towards the ceiling. And breathe here for 3 breaths. And coming back to center on an inhale. And we'll take some neck rolls, so small circles with the nose. Eventually they get bigger. And we'll take it the other side, small circles to the left. And gradually getting bigger. Maybe take it back and forth from one side to the other. Eventually we'll find some stillness. Sweeping the arms up over our head. Bringing them through heart center. Closing the eyes just for a moment if that feels safe. And coming into an intention for this practice. And gratitude for showing up. We'll blink the eyes open. We'll give ourselves a nice hug, crossing the arms over each other. I've got my right arm on top of my left, and I'm reaching and pulling at the shoulder blades as I drop the shoulders down and away from the ears. And feel that nice stretch. Slowly release. Open the arms wide. Excuse my yarns, and we'll take the opposite arm over the opposite arm. Giving ourselves one more hug. Squeezing nice and tight, getting into some shoulder mobility and flexibility here. And then once more out to the side. Sweep the arms up and over our heads. Bow forward. Bend at the knees. A nice forward fold here. We'll take a ragdoll. We'll let the head hang heavy. Interlacing the fingers by the low back or just grabbing opposite hand to opposite elbow. Again, the head hangs heavy here. Maybe you play around with shaking your head yes, up and down, and then no, side to side. We're resting the chest on the knees here. There's a nice deep bend. And the weight can be in the toes right now. We're trying to get the hips above the heels, right, in alignment with each other, but, you know, if it doesn't get there, that's okay. A breath or two more here. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Eventually we'll release the palms down to the earth. We'll step it back to high plank. Nice, strong, straight legs here, unless you've got them on the earth for modification. Either way is fine, but we're pressing away with our hands and the feet. Nice, long spine, all the way from the top of the head to the feet. A couple more moments here. We're just going to build some fire, build some heat. Draw that butt down and away from the ceiling. Press into the hands, push out of the shoulders, no dipping here. Nice strong arms, as straight as they can be, but no hyperextension here, a little micro bend. Good, you guys, you got it. One more inhale. On the exhale, bend the elbows, maybe drop the knees lower all the way to the earth. And we'll come into either Sphinx pose here, or if you're going for upward facing dog this early, by all means take it. I'm going to low cobra, so my hands are under my elbows, my hands are right next to my rib cage on either side. My gaze is tilted forward. My neck is not kinked back, so I can't breathe or talk, but nicely aligned here, creating length from the tip of the head all the way to the toes. And those legs are energized here, they're active. You've got the quadriceps lifting off of the earth because we're pressing down with the tops of our feet so much. Maybe we press with the hands as though we're pushing back. And we lift the chest, we shine it forward a little bit more. We're squeezing that imaginary balloon between our elbows. Good, we'll untuck the toes here. You'll either go from your knees and push up into tabletop for some cat-cows, or we'll all meet in downward facing dog. If you're following me, we're gonna push our way up into high push-up, lifting the knees off of the earth, lifting the legs, sending the hips nice and high into downward facing dog. And we'll all meet here, eventually walking out our dog, bending into one knee, straightening the other, pressing into the earth with our hands, especially the index finger and the thumb. And maybe we find some stillness here. A couple more breaths in this down dog. Maybe lift the heels all the way up off of the earth, nice and high. And then keeping those hips at that height, or trying to, we'll begin to lower the heels as close to the earth as we can get them, but still keeping that height. And the head is hanging heavy here between the arms. Gaze is tilted towards the back of the mat. Shoulders are dropping away from the ears. And there is some engagement By some, I mean a lot of engagement should be in the belly here, that low belly, using the legs to take the weight out of the hands. Then you guys slowly begin to walk your feet forward, in between your hands. Forward fold. We find some length here in the spine. And then we sweep the arms up over our head as we finish our first sun salutation of the practice. Arms will eventually drop by our sides. And we'll take that about 2 more rounds, you guys, but at your own pace. I'm going to give you some free rein here to just move through a vinyasa flow. So we'll sweep the arms up over our head, extended mountain pose. Bow forward, fold. Find some length on the inhale. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Chaturanga, push up to low plank. Upward facing dog, maybe you take Sphinx or Cobra. Untuck the toes, send the hips high, downward facing dog. 5 breaths in this downward facing dog. And try to incorporate an Ujjayi breath this morning, that ocean breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Slowly begin to walk the feet towards the hands. Nice inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up, stand tall, extend your mountain pose. Bring the hands through heart center and down by your sides. Last sun salutation, sweep the arms up, you guys. Exhale, hands through heart center. Hold at the waist, forward fold. Step it back, high plank. Chaturanga, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Good, you guys. Downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Letting the head hang heavy here. Pressing into the hands to lift out of the shoulders. Pressing into those feet. Extending nice and long through the spine. And again, let's think about that low belly. Send a breath or 2 there. Nicely done. Walk the feet towards the hands. Forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Sweep the arms up. Stand tall. Extended mountain pose. Bring the hands through heart center. We'll take a moment just to come back to our intention. Maybe placing both hands over the heart, or one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly. Maybe take a sip of water. And then we're going to jump right back into it. Sun salutation B. We're going to do about 3 rounds of those. Sink into that chair pose, you guys. Lower, hover those hips over that imaginary chair. Put the weight in the heels, but don't forget about the toes. So maybe just for a moment, lift the toes, send it a little bit deeper, and then place the toes on the earth. See how that feels. Reach high with those arms. Tilt the gaze up nice and high for 4. Breathing for 3. Maybe get a little deeper in that chair for 2. Lift the chest a little bit higher on 1 and lower to a forward fold. Again, trying to get the hips over the heels. You can keep the bend in the knees, or you can keep them as straight as you can. Exhale, step it back. High plank, chaturanga push-up, upward facing dog. Untuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take a moment, take a breath. Then we'll inhale the right leg, three-legged dog. A nice flex foot in that right leg. Maybe you bend the knee and open the hip here. Maybe you roll out the ankle. Maybe you draw big circles with your knee. Take this posture where it needs to go. Just do not sink into that left armpit because that leg is up. Keep the shoulders even and squared towards the mat. We'll straighten back out that right leg. We'll draw the knee in towards the nose. And then we'll hover that knee forward. We'll step it on through and move our foot towards the middle of our hands. Anchor down that back heel for warrior one. Nice bend in the right front knee. Extending long through that back leg, nice and straight, energized. Arms are reaching straight up over our heads and the shoulders are dropping down and away from our ears. And we breathe here for 2 breaths. Nicely done, you guys. Windmill the arms down. Step it back, high plank. Take it to low push-up. Untuck the toes to upward facing dog. Send it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Don't sink into that right arm. Keep the arms active. Head can hang here for a moment. Inhale and exhale. We'll straighten back out that left leg. We'll draw the knee in towards the nose. Hovering forward, stepping it through to low runner's lunge. Walk that toe in between the hands. Anchor the back right heel down. Strong legs here. Take it into warrior one. Arms can be up over your head or by your heart center. Just remembering to stay active in that back right leg and bend deeply in that front left knee. 3 more breaths here. Good, you guys. We'll windmill the arms down. Take it to high plank. Chaturanga, low push-up. Upward face your dog. Downward face your dog. 5 breaths here. Pressing into the hands, lifting out of the shoulders and pressing into the feet, lifting up those hips. Begin to walk the feet towards the hands. Fold forward. Let the head hang heavy. Press through the hands. Maybe the fingertips. Find some length in the spine here. Again, keeping the weight in the toes. And then sweep the arms up over your head. Oops, just kidding. Come into chair pose. Before you do that, come into chair pose. Sweep the arms up over your head. Sink the hips low. Keep the weight in the heels. And a little bit of weight in those toes. for 2 more breaths. And then stand nice and tall. Beautiful, you guys. Hands through heart center. Take an inhale, take an exhale. Good. Drop the arms down by your side. Sweep the arms back up over our head, coming right back into chair pose. For 5. Bring the hands to the heart center on 4. Twist that left elbow to the right knee. Find a nice opening twist here. Sink the hips a little bit lower. Press those palms together. Open that collarbone. And then check in with that left knee. If it's coming forward, hug that hip back in. Come right back through center on the inhale. And we're taking the hands to heart center one more time. Twisting to the left. Right elbow hooks onto that left knee, or the outer edge of the left knee rather. Lowering the hips. Checking in to make sure that right knee isn't going forward. If it is, hug it back in line. Beautifully done. One more. Inhale, come through center, chair pose. Beautifully done, you guys. Fold forward. Get out of there. Whoo, that feels nice, right? Inhale, find some length. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Strong legs, strong arms. Chaturanga, low push-up. Upward face your dog. Downward face your dog. Head hangs heavy here. Inhales and exhales. Inhale the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Extending nice and long. Tuck the knee in towards the nose. Round through the back, press through the hands as you step the foot forward. In between the hands, anchor that back heel down. Bend in that front knee, come up to warrior 1. Inhales and exhales. Bring the hands to heart center. We'll lower back down to the earth. Step it back, high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Draw the knee towards the nose. Step it through. Walk it through the hands. Pivot that back heel down. Bend in the front knee. Another warrior 1 on the left side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lower back down to the earth. Take it through a vinyasa flow. High push-up, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths here, you guys. Getting nice and warmed up and energized here. Feeling that heart rate rise. Getting you ready for the weekend. Walk the feet towards the hands as those 5 breaths conclude. Inhale for some length. Exhale for some strength as you sink the hips low, coming into your chair pose. For 3, sink a little bit lower on 2. Lift the chest nice and high. Tilt the gaze towards the hands. 1, stand nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale the hands through your heart center. What do you say? 1 more? All right. Sweep the arms up. Sink the hips low. Chair pose. Not here for too long, you guys. Fold on forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step it back. High plank. Chaturanga, low push-up to upward facing dog. Send the hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Draw the knee towards the nose. Hover forward, step it through the hands. Warrior 1. Inhale. On the exhale, we're coming right back down, you guys. Quick round here. Linking the breath to the movement. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, hover forward. Exhale, step it through. Pivot that back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, bring it back down. Step through high plank. Exhale, chaturanga low push-up. Inhale, warrior one. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here, you guys, finishing strong. Pressing down through the hands, pressing down through the feet, lifting through the hips in that low belly. Again, letting the head hang heavy here. Good, you guys, walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale for some length. Again, drop the hips, sink it low. Find some strength here. Finish up this last sun salutation V. Hover those hips a little bit lower. Stand tall. Extended mountain pose. Hands to heart. Beautifully done, you guys. Inhale and exhale. Well, I'm sweating, so you should be too, hopefully. Good way to just warm the body up and get energized. 3 sun salutation A's and 3 sun salutation B's. That's all you need. Beautiful, right? We'll sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands through your heart center. And then we'll just lower ourselves to the earth by way of chair pose. This is like my favorite transition. I just think it's fun. So we sink into chair pose. We're strong. Then we just keep lowering and lowering and lowering and lowering and lowering until we're all the way onto the earth. Extending those legs long. And then slowly lowering onto our backs, 1 vertebrae at a time. And we got about 2 more minutes here, so we're just going to take a quick bridge pose. Not like a bridge pose should be quick, but just to get into a little bit of a reversed, well, it's a back bend, but it's good for the legs and it's good for the whole body. So press down through the hands, press down through the feet. We're going to lift the hips up nice and high. The knees should be facing forward, feet should be parallel. Knees should be right underneath the heels, or right above the heels rather. My bun is in my way, so I'm gonna move my bun. There we go, so the head meets the earth. Couple more moments here, and then lower back to the earth. Drop the knees all the way over to the right. A nice spinal twist. Reaching the left arm out to the side, tilting the gaze over that left hand. And on an inhale, we'll come right back through center. Maybe give the knees a squeeze. And then dropping both knees over to the left. Reaching that right arm out towards the side and maybe closing the eyes or tilting the gaze over the right hand. Coming right back through center. Dropping the knees down and just taking a nice figure 4. You take it as deep as you need to go. You bring that right ankle across the left knee or thigh. And you keep that right foot flexed, protecting that knee joint of the right leg. And maybe you take it deeper, you lift that left foot up and you can start to pull that thigh in towards the chest. And then we'll slowly take it to the other side. Again, left foot flexed, crosses over the right thigh. Maybe that right foot comes off the earth. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind the right leg. And you just play with some hip opening here. We'll slowly release. Knock those knees together real quick. Extend the feet to the side. And we'll slowly find our way into our Shavasana. We'll take about 10 rounds of breath in the Shavasana. Eyes will be closed. One hand can come over the belly, one hand can come over the heart, or wherever the arms feel comfortable and natural for you today. We'll take a deep breath in together. Open the mouth, exhale everything out. Shavasana. Slowly begin to think about staying as you are or sending some movement back into the body, deepening the breath as you take a nice long stretch from reaching the arms up over the head and extending the feet nice and long here, like you're just waking up. Come onto the right side body in the fetal position. Closing up the practice here after our corpse pose with a rebirth in our fetal pose. Eventually finding our way back into our comfortable seated position. Maybe grab a pillow or two underneath the bottom. Sit nice and tall. Palms will come to our heart center. Coming back to gratitude for yourself, for this practice, and for the weekend, right? Thank God for Friday. Thumb knuckles to the third eye center. And together we will bow to each other as we say namaste. Beautifully done, you guys. Thank you so much. It is 8:33. We went a little bit over, but that's okay. It's yoga. You've got time for it. So again, I'm Desiree. If you enjoyed the class, please let me know. Reach out. If you have any comments, reach out. Shoot me an email or find me on Facebook and message me. It's awesome to get to do these classes with you guys every day. So yay. Tomorrow, we do not have class, but Sunday we've got our 10 a.m. 30-minute restorative flow. So feel free to drop in there. It'll be on Zoom and Facebook Live, and then I'll upload it to YouTube after. And you can find that under Yoga Today with Desiree on both Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, namaste, you guys. If you really loved the class and you felt you took something away from it, please feel free to send a love offering. It's just a great way to show your appreciation and to keep this going, you know? So yeah, we'll do this together as a team. So thank you again, you guys. Please have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, drink lots of water, and don't forget to stretch. Thank you. Have a great day.